Cheers.
They don't know about the kumbaya meetings we had this week.
Behind. Good look. 3.
You just put yourself on the map. They didn't look into your heart. They didn't look into your heart. They didn't look into my heart.
All I want to do is compete.
Without Jerry McNamara, we wouldn't have won 10 fucking games this year.
Because they came to whose house? But doggone it, ain't it good to be winners again in the ACC?
All right, guys, welcome back to Choose Yourself Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Stacy.
And so we skipped a week on you. We bailed on you last week.
My apologies. I was having an off week.
Yeah, that was a tough one. After decompressing for a couple of days and everything, just didn't have it in us.
Yeah.
Just didn't have it in us. So we do apologize, but we're back now. And let me fix this real quick before we keep it moving. I get my lights right. I'm all about the lights.
Not life. He can't get his life right.
I'm not all about life. Not all about that life. So anyways, what are we drinking today, babe?
All right, today we are drinking from Dogfish Head. It is the Sea Quench Ale, a sour. Again, duh.
Shocking.
Thank you. I don't know. We do have a stout upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
That we can maybe start to get into. Yeah. Sea Quench Ale by Dogfish Head. That is what we are drinking.
All right. Tasty. Yummy, yummy.
For sure.
All right. So, stuff to talk about before we get into other stuff.
Yes.
So, Friday, 3 days from today, we are having a Syracuse roundtable discussion collaboration with us.
Yep.
Tony the Waterboy.
Yep.
Cuse Militia. Those crazy homers. And
Tyler Morona.
Tyler Morona. They're coming up for the game from their locales elsewhere.
And I believe Syracuse and cousin James are also going to stop in.
Yes, there is a potential for a Syracuse visit as well. We are going to go live from here at Cuse Yourself headquarters.
He thinks we're so cool.
It sounds cool. Nobody knows we're not cool. Ruining my life. So we're going to go live from here. I think we're going to go Facebook Live. Waterboy said he was going to download Periscope, whatever that is.
Okay.
That allows him to do that onto the Twitters. Don't know. So I guess we're going to be live on Facebook. We're going to be live on Twitter. And then Cuse Yourself will go live on YouTube.
Okay.
So that we will have multi-platform.
Oh, heavens. You won't be able to get away from us.
You won't be able to duck it, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
If you don't currently listen to Tyler Morona or Cuse Militia, go listen to them. They're both knowledgeable and highly positive. Which really in life, that's all I'm
down to
looking
have fun.
for.
Like they're down for a discussion.
Yeah, we're going to have a good
It's not going to
time.
be a my opinion is better than your opinion. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a good discussion.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time.
Tyler Morona was on the Q squad.
Yes.
So we'll be able to get a little insight from that aspect of
Into
it.
life of a player.
Yeah.
Life of a player. We're definitely looking forward to talking to him about that.
It's going to be me and like 10 football dudes, and I literally could not be happier. I am.
Yeah, we'll talk to Cuse Militia about what life is like being diehards in another state. I believe they're from Virginia.
I think so, yeah.
So, you know, what life is like living in another state as a diehard Cuse fan. So we got some good stuff. That's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
Really, really fun
Yeah,
leading up into the football game.
But yeah, because we're going to be going live, if you guys tune in or whatever, you know, definitely post questions and because we're going to be live, we may even have somebody that's not necessarily in the discussion, like reading the questions off, so that we can do it more as like a conversation with the people that are here, as well as the people that are not. If you don't think you're going to be able to tune in, if you've got something to do Friday night or whatever, and there's something that you want us to ask either the Militia Boys or Morona or whatever, I just put it up on Facebook now, and we'll definitely get to it.
Yeah, put it up on social media if you got something you want us to talk about on Friday. I know the guys are down to talk about whatever.
Yeah, I actually was able to benefit from a Facebook Live the other day.
Oh, yeah.
There was a Facebook Live with Dan Tatura, and he had Cam McPherson on.
Yep.
And I don't know if you guys saw or not, but I posted, and it was really random. Like, I don't even think I knew him, maybe subconsciously I knew he was going to be in an interview. But I love his senior speech that he did, and it was like a poem, more or less. So I posted it on Facebook just, to
The day before.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden I saw that he was on Facebook Live. So they're all talking about the season and whatever their, X's and O's. And so I just, shot in with a question or with more of a statement about how much I enjoyed the poem. And it kind of took him on like a 10-minute tangent about how much he loves poetry and how a lot of athletes are also artists in their own fashion. Like Kendall does poetry and
Sean does
DJ. Yeah. So it was really neat.
Yeah,
it probably
cool.
caught him off guard, but it was something that interests him enough to carry on to a further conversation.
Yeah. So that was definitely cool.
Yeah.
That was definitely cool. We got some shout outs.
We do. First I wanted to shout out to Chuck Fiello Jr.
Yeah.
He does a lot of stuff on Twitter. He tagged us he did something with Cuse Yourself.
It was in a thread.
It caught my attention. He was the one that came out with the Twitter account Positive Orange.
Yes.
And it since has been not necessarily deleted, but more changed to it's positive,
Random Acts of Pizza?
Yeah. And it's going to be more like kind of feeding the homeless, feeding the hungry,
right?
Assisting with things like that, which is awesome. But I truly appreciate that he gave us a shout out for our positivity, and that was kind of his thing. He said, "I love Positive Orange, but Cuse Yourself is doing such a good job with keeping everything kind of upbeat, and so I'm gonna shoot it off to them." So we made sure to reach out and thank him for that. But I also wanted to thank him.
So if you haven't checked it out or don't know of it or haven't looked at it, go on Twitter and check out. I believe it's Random Acts of Pizza.
I think so.
And he's collecting donations and putting together food to give out, or however he's doing his
families that may be like thing. Emergency in need, not necessarily consistently in need, but like if a family member is sick or something, and collectively making dinners and things of that nature.
Right.
But yeah, he's got a great thing going, and anybody who wants to start anything positive, be it Syracuse Athletics or anything in life, I fully support and get behind.
Yep. I got Random Acts of Pizza at Random Acts Pizza.
Okay.
ACTSPIZZA. Yep. Go check that out. They got a good thing going on there.
Yeah.
So shout out to Chuck.
Yeah. And then I also wanted to shout out Bob Patarelli. He commented on one of our posts on Facebook and stated that he has 4 season tickets in 123, I believe, right in the end zone, right below us, because the way the numbers are set up, 123 is actually below us. But this week, him and his wife are going, but then they're also bringing a good friend of theirs and her husband, and she's battling breast cancer right now. And obviously it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but you should always be aware. But I thought that was pretty cool that he, is giving them the tickets, and they're going to be there in 123. Collectively, our 327 group, I think, is going to try to... We're
going to try to shoot down after the game.
Yeah, shoot down or at least kind of lean over and wave. So I wanted to give him a shout out as well. And her name is Dawn Jansen. And keep fighting, Dawn.
That's right.
We got you.
That's right. So speaking of 327, everybody knows that's where we are. Us, the Water Boy.
Miss Sherman, Guth.
Yep, Guth. The NWO crew.
Guys, yeah.
There's a bunch of us. Yep, your daddy's up there. Like, there's a bunch of us, and we go ham sandwiches for the entirety of the game. So I say all that to say, right now on StubHub, if you don't have tickets, in 327 is like $8. So if you haven't got tickets yet, you can get them and come up. Get in touch with us during the game. A lot of times people just come up and say hello.
Yeah, and you can, I think Tony even did this. If you have tickets elsewhere, and I mean, if you have a collective group of fans that you enjoy watching the game with, by all means, stick it out. But if it's just you and your kid or whatever, and you don't necessarily have a group that you talk with in your section, you can get your seats changed to 327.
Yeah, Tony did it. He went to the box office or called the box office. They switched his tickets from whatever section he was in up to 327. So now
there was a picture put out on Twitter, and I can't for the life of me remember who put it out, but it was
Mink.
Okay, yeah, and with a kind of like a panoramic of the last game at the Dome, and his comment was, everyone's sitting, and it was, the fourth quarter, and
it was
whatever.
empty.
It was empty. But if you panned over, and I think we even took a shot and kind of zoomed into it, all you could see was standing people in 327. So
we were still going crazy up there, fourth quarter. And
we
if
act
you left
what we
before that,
speak.
you missed a heck of a game at Pitt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
We act what we speak. We definitely stand all game. We're loud. We're exciting. We're cheering.
Oh, yeah.
We're positive.
Yeah, and we're going to 327 is becoming one of these sections to be in,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to pack it. And next year, when people buy season tickets, come on up there with us. We're going to make that section into the place to be.
Yeah, we've been there. We've had season tickets for about 20 years, my dad and I. But we've been in 327 for probably about 12 or 13. So we've grown accustomed to a lot of the people that are around there. And a couple of them stopped us at the Pitt game. And we're like, we see what you guys are doing. We love it.
Yep.
You know, just because we're up in the top bowl doesn't mean we can't have fun. In fact, quite the opposite.
Right. We get loud up there.
Yeah.
We get loud. So, so shoot up to 327. Get in touch with us on Saturday. Come on up and say hi. Come on up and cheer. There's plenty of room up there. Plenty of room. But we did have a game.
We did.
This past weekend. It did not turn out as though we had hoped it would.
It didn't.
However, all is not forsaken in the world of Syracuse football. Contrary to what some may want to believe, the season is not forsaken at this point.
The season is not forsaken, and you know what? I want to win them all. My fandom doesn't depend on it.
No,
so,
my fandom is not required. Winning is not required for my fandom.
No, I mean, of course, I want these kids to go out, and I want them to walk off the field proud.
Mm-hmm.
And in every game, there's individuals who can walk off and say, you know, I did everything I could, and of course, there's individuals that say I could do a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But win, lose, or draw, I want them to know that there are still people that are in your corner, there are still people that support you, and you know, last year was incredible, but last year was last year.
Yep.
And the hype, we can't as fans get mad at the hype preseason. We did that to ourselves. We hyped us up, or we set expectations. It was readily stated in every preseason press conference. Last year was last year. This year is this year. Yep. You never heard anybody from that team say, yeah, whoa, we're going to national champions this year. Like,
right.
So regardless.
Whatever. The hype was the hype. The season is playing out exactly the way it is playing out.
And there's still beautiful, hardworking individuals out there that deserve our love and support.
Everything that could have gone wrong the entirety of this season has already gone wrong.
Yep.
Like, there's just things that happen game in and game out that, you know, one or two bounces in either direction, and
it's ours.
And we're 4-4. Wait, how many games we played? 8. Yeah. Maybe we're 4-4. Maybe we're 5-3. Like, there was some opportunities there, but some decent stuff happened on Saturday.
Yep.
Tell me about what you got.
Our running game, as the game progressed, looked a little bit better. We had 192 rushing yards.
Yes.
And so that kind of averaged out to about 3.7 per carry. If you break it down by half, it was about 2.8 or so in the first and like 4 point something in the second. So as the game progressed, we kind of got our feet under us a little bit with the running game. We did end up with our first rushing touchdown against a Power 5.
Yep.
O'Neal ran in for the first one. Abdul Adams came in for another rushing touchdown.
For the second one.
Yeah, for the second one. But we did get our first rushing touchdown.
I have two things
to
say about the running game.
Mm-hmm.
One is to piggyback off of what you said, where, you know, we had 2.8 yards in the first half and more in the second half for a higher average. That is not anomalous to that game.
Mm-hmm.
Every running back at every level of football across the board will tell you, the more you give me the ball, the better I'm going to be.
Sure.
Running backs in the fourth quarter, more often than not, are better than that same running back in the first quarter. Mm-hmm. So it's not a surprise, or it shouldn't come as a surprise.
James Conner had like one first down in the first. In the fourth, James Conner was running all over the damn field.
Right. So it shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody that our fourth quarter numbers were better than our first. However, now let me break out my paper.
This is always our most fun part of the
I got my Cuse Yourself
pre-show
paper.
work.
So let's talk about the running game in the first half.
Yeah.
I have it broken down by drive, and I will make this as brief as possible. And then I will get to my summation and my point. The first drive, we had 0 running plays. Pass, 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 punt.
Well, it was sack pass.
But they're pass plays.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
They're passing plays. They were called passing plays. Drive number 2. We run the ball on first down, pass, punt. Drive number 3. This is where it gets interesting. We had a carry on first down for 3 yards. We had a carry on second down for 6 yards. So now it's 3rd and 1. And we just had back-to-back carries for positive yardage. Throw a pass, incomplete, punt. Okay? Starting to work the running game. Back-to-back carries. We mentioned last week that we don't run the ball on second down.
So every defense is watching those films.
And on second down, they're dropping into coverage.
The defense is schemed up. Right.
Right. Okay, so that was drive number 3. I saw some positivity there. I said, ooh, Mike Lynch is on the way. Next drive, pass, punt. Next drive, pass, punt. 6 consecutive passes. On this next drive, we went pass, punt, roughing the kicker.
Right.
We get the ball back. First down. First play, carry, 2 yards. Next play, running play, 6 yards. It's 3rd and 2. Next play, incomplete pass, field goal. Again, we started to establish a running game. We have 3rd and manageable.
Right.
Drop into a pass, kick, field goal. This is the last drive I'm going to talk about. We had a running play for 2 yards, running play for 5 yards, and then a completed pass for a first down. So we ran on 1st and 2nd, and we're at 3rd and 3. Manageable situations now. These drives that we ran the ball on 1st and 2nd, we have 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Okay?
And those first couple drives, real quick, those first couple drives where, like the third one on there, where we ran for 3, we ran for 6, and we passed it. So now the defense is saying, are they going to run it on second?
Right.
We're still going to scheme that they're going to pass it. The next one, we run it a couple times. Ooh, so now they're going to bite a little bit more to the run. So that's now you have to keep that up.
Right.
Because the defense is still kind of going to play that we're going to pass.
Still, right. They're still playing our tendencies.
Yeah, so it's not that the... Go.
Okay. So we had 2 running plays and then a completed pass for a first down. Back to first again. We had a running play for 2 yards, a running play for 6 yards, running play for 2 yards, first down. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 plays were rushing plays. 2 consecutive first downs.
So now we're forcing them to make adjustments.
Right. So now we ran the ball 5 out of 6 plays and had 2 consecutive first downs. So you know what happens after that? 5 out of the next 6 plays, we throw passes. 4 consecutive passes. Pass, running play, pass, punt. As soon as we abandoned the run.
And they went, oh, nope, they're going to go back to the Syracuse offense.
Now we know who they are again. We're back to who we are. So this was just the first 6 drives of the first half. I could have done this for the whole game. I had neither the patience nor the wherewithal.
And neither do they.
To be frustrated. But the positive of this is that, yes, Mike Lynch did make some adjustments in this game. We ran back-to-back running plays more often in the first 6 drives than we had the entire season.
Right. And then he's going to go back and watch the film and see the positives and the negatives of his adjustments and hopefully piggybacks off of that for this week.
So, my last point
and that's
of
how we end up with
here,
192
right.
rushing.
And that's how we dominated the line of scrimmage in the fourth quarter. We dominated the running game in the fourth quarter. So my last point on this, before we move on, my last point on this is that when given the opportunity and set up for success, our running game can be successful. If you're just running on first down and then pass, punt, run, pass, punt, run. When you are that predictable, you're setting them up for failure, and that's why it hasn't looked good. When set up for success with the play calling, the running game can be successful.
And that's why we get on the coaches as much as we do, because these passes or these plays are given.
Yes.
These plays are handed down from a boss to an employee or whatever, and then executed. Like, a lot of it falls on the coaches.
Yes.
But if the coaches continue to improve, the players will continue to improve, the games will continue to look better, and...
So we're getting there. There was progress here. Yes, it was an ugly game, and it didn't look good. And, of course, we got down early.
And we still had a lot of penalties, so there's still the discipline that we need to work on.
Right. So we still had a lot of that. But progress.
But
guys,
Dino even said in the post like, he said, I think the O-line played a lot better.
It was one of their better games of the year.
Yeah.
On paper and with just numbers,
I saw a
it doesn't
couple
look
articles.
that way. Yep.
Stephen Bailey put out an article that the O-line looked better. Like, there was definitely some positive, not from everybody.
News Magician put out an article, I think, just today about how, even when you looked at the film, they played better.
Yeah. One of the, I guess, kind of asterisks to the offensive play on Saturday was obviously everyone knows by now, Ryan Alexander left.
Yes, he did.
Tuesday was their first practice. He showed up for practice Tuesday. He was replaced as on the first team by Bergeron, and then he didn't show up for practice Wednesday. He, I guess, talked to Kavanaugh, who then relayed to Dino that he was leaving the team. And there was a quick negative feel from the coaching staff regarding his exit. There was never a, we respect, wish him well or whatever. There was a quick negative. They interviewed Matthew Bergeron, which is another one of my pet peeves.
Like
this
that
is
kid was going to say anything.
Yeah, this is an 18-year-old kid. And he even said, he was like, I don't think they were roommates, but they were friends. They were good friends. And, of course, he came out with the, I wish him well. I haven't talked to him specifically, but why ask him that? And I know it's the media's job, but why even ask him that?
Well, they have to in case of the slip-up. Their job is to get some sort of horrible outtake clip that they can put in.
Yeah. But now so he's gone. So now there's, some more adjustments being made on the offensive line. At the end of this season, the only person we lose on the line is Evan Adams.
Right.
Everybody else is coming back, barring injury or whatever. And we have a bucket load of fresh fish.
Well, yeah, we have linemen, we have true freshmen in the wings right now. I believe Anthony Red is a true freshman. Mm-hmm. I didn't look that one up.
Quadir
is a redshirt freshman. So we have linemen in the wings waiting.
We have one commit for next year.
Garth Barclay.
Which, of course, now his weight is, it's 250. Which
yeah, he's
in high school
6'7",
is great, but
he's not D1 body weight.
Yeah, he's going to have to put on 50 pounds to be
right
what he needs to. So, but whatever.
But our line right now this year, especially now with Ryan Alexander gone and Matthew Bergeron taking his place, we're super young. Mm-hmm. Bergeron's a true freshman. Mm-hmm. Now, he doesn't have a true freshman kid body. He's 6'4", 311 pounds. The kid is a beast. But he's a true freshman. Mm-hmm. Carlos Vettorello's a redshirt freshman. Mm-hmm. Dakota Davis is a redshirt sophomore. So right now, 3 of our starters are underclassmen.
Right.
Syracuse fans don't want to hear it. But when you take that snapshot and place it 2 years in the future, you have one of the best, most experienced offensive lines in the country.
There's going to be a lot of people that if they see Vettorello in the mall in 2 years, they're going to want to snap a pic, and they're going to shake his hand, and it wouldn't hurt my feelings for Vettorello to then look at him and go, what did you say in 19?
Show me your tweets.
Yeah.
Let me see your tweet threads. So our offensive line is young, but progressing. Mm-hmm. I think Matthew Bergeron against Florida State early showed signs of a little bit of struggle.
Yeah.
But then got into the feel of the game. This kid clearly has the brain for it. He understood the protection schemes way better than Ryan Alexander did. Mm-hmm. And we put a lot of eggs into Alexander's basket. He came in as a grad transfer in this big, powerful, you don't need to send me any help type of lineman that didn't pan out that way.
And then a lot of times that's when we put the 2 tight ends on the line, and that's when the communication breaks down and everything. If we can get the 5 solid where we don't have to take 2 guys out of the back and put them on the line, because now you have 7 against 4 or 5 maybe.
Right.
So, I mean, it just...
So, here's my last take on offensive linemen, and then we will move on to our 2 questions, a couple of questions that came in.
Okay.
My last take on the offensive lineman is, and this is 100% contrary to everything you have been hearing, shocking, and contrary to everything that you know about football as a baseline knowledge. Mm-hmm. When the offensive line struggles, it is just knee-jerk reaction to say the words, we need running backs and tight ends to come in and help. However, with all of the film that we watch and everything that we look at, as an offensive line, we block better in the spread formation than we do in what would be a big formation or a power formation. We have more communication breakdowns with more blockers. More blockers means more moving pieces, which means somebody else might be responsible for this guy. So I know that every article that you read and every expert that you listen to tells you the best way to help the offensive line is to bring in more bodies. I'm here to tell you that is inaccurate in this specific instance.
Not only X's and O's, but also confidence.
Yes.
If you hear day in and day out that you're not performing to the best of your ability, and then your coaches, your mentors, the people that they talk to more than anybody else during the season, bring in another guy, it's going to, eventually it's going to wear on your confidence. And when your confidence is down, your play is down.
Yes. So
there's no tighter unit in any football organization than those 5 guys.
Oh, for sure.
So
and the 5 behind them. So those 10, those offensive linemen across the board. So that's what I would like to see now heading into Boston College. We've talked about it for weeks. I want to see more stacked receiver screens. We did not throw one against Florida State. Not one. Not one time did we have receiver, tight end stacked wide, single back in the backfield. We never did it. Not one time. I want to see get back to that, spread the formation out, and for the love of all that's holy, can we throw the ball inside the hash marks just a couple of times? I don't even care if you put a receiver there. Just throw the ball in the dirt. At least make somebody think the ball's going to go to the middle of the field. We never throw in the middle of the field.
So you're just setting up for like an out-of-bounds play.
You're setting up for linebackers and corners to push everything to the outside because they know where it's going. Like, for the love of God, can we get a play in the middle of the field, and can we spread the formation out a little bit? That's it. That's our analysis for the Florida State game, because otherwise we could go on forever and ever. Amen. Few quick questions that came from Facebook. Matt asked, who's on the hot seat? Anybody on the hot seat?
I feel
either
like
right now or in the offseason.
I feel like right now Mike Lynch might be in the hot seat. However, the next 4 games can change everything.
Sure.
If he reacts to what's happening and reacts positively, then I think he's probably safe. If nothing changes, then nothing's going to change. So now we got to get a new person.
Right. I'm with you there. I think Mike Lynch is on the hot seat, and I think Mike Cavanaugh's on the hot seat. I think Mike Cavanaugh's on the hot seat more for his scheming than player development. I think when I look at the film, I don't see negative player development. I see bad planning.
Yeah.
I see bad schemes and schemes that are not taught very well.
It was Bergeron, I think, in his interview said that, granted this was the first game that he started in, but there was, maybe it was, regardless, there was a definite, when Aaron called out an order, it didn't stop with him. It went down the hill. It telephoned down. Aaron called it, then Dakota Davis called it, and it went down the hill. Like everybody, it just seemed like it was more cohesive. It seemed like everybody was on the same page.
It did. So
inside, not from what we, regardless from what we could see on the TV.
Right.
The players in that 5 felt like it was a little bit more.
And they ended the game. The offensive line got to end the game on a high note, which helps. Which helps them going in. So I do think that Kavanaugh is still in the hot seat. I just don't like his offensive line blocking schemes.
Yeah.
I think Mike Lynch is absolutely on the hot seat.
But it could change.
Sure.
But I feel like the only way it changes is with drastic adjustments by him.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get back to what works, be creative, and make some offensive adjustments, because our play calling is bland, and this high-powered offense is not even a little bit.
Right.
All right, next question came from...
I think it was also Matt or maybe Tony.
The one from Tony was, do we have any incoming freshmen? Yes, we do have Garth Barclay.
Yeah.
He won't be able to help anytime soon. He's just not big enough. We also have Josh Aloha.
Oh, yeah.
But I think he's being recruited as a defensive tackle.
Okay.
And because he plays both sides of the ball, obviously, in high school. I think he's going to play defensive tackle for us. So I don't think Josh Aloha is going to be an offensive lineman for us.
And then Matt also asked, is there any way from here on out to get bowl?
Path to a bowl game.
Yeah.
All right, babe, can we go to a bowl game?
I think we can. However, everyone knows that it's very difficult for me to see negativity. I think that we can. I don't think we will, but I think that we can. It all lies on Boston College.
Yes, I would like to revisit this question Saturday night.
Yeah. I think if we
here's why.
win against BC, we have 2 home games left. The home games are obviously the more important as far as momentum.
Mm-hmm.
If we come out gunslinging, crushing, everybody's doing their job on Saturday, and we not whoop Boston College, but look good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to accidentally win. I want to look good.
Mm-hmm.
If we look good going into Saturday, I feel like it could push. I mean, we have to win 3 out of the next 4. We have 4 games left. We have to win 3 of them. We have Boston College, we have Duke, Louisville, both of them are away, and then we have Wake to end the season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not going to be easy, but anything is doable. Any given Saturday.
All right, so here's my positive announcement for today.
Okay.
There is a path to a bowl game. And hold your laughter. Everybody sit down for just a second. We have 4 games left. There's a path to winning all 4 of them. Hang on.
Just go.
Calm down. So we have Boston College on Saturday. Boston College is 4-4. We have Duke after that, who's also 4-4. Then we have Louisville at 5-3, Wake Forest at 6-1. If you're going to gain momentum, you want to gain it downhill.
Mm.
So we're starting at the just
Well, if you're at the top of the
records-wise.
hill, I mean, to gain momentum is like, now you're flying, and
right.
that hasn't been invented yet.
So we're starting with the teams that
we can be.
record-wise are the easiest and ending at home with the best team left on our schedule. So if we can find momentum, and like I said, I want to revisit this after Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Boston College at home. Feel good about yourselves for the first time all year, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because even after Western Michigan, the fans and mainstream local media, you know who I'm talking about, found a way to be negative. Even after the Western Michigan game, they found a way to be down. So even after Liberty in a 24-0 win, we found a way to be down. Beat Boston College with a way to feel good going into Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Feel good going into Duke and beat Duke. You're on a 2-game winning streak. Anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
There is a path. That being said, do we go to a bowl game? Yes. I think we beat Boston College, Duke, and Wake Forest at home. And I think we go 6-6 with the potential to be in the Pinstripe Bowl. And this season, if we end with that, any fan that says that this is now a lost season can cash me outside. How about that?
What is most important about Saturday's game, and the only thing that we can control, is our contribution to the team. It's the only thing we can control.
Yes.
So if we go 3-0, that doesn't mean that we're going to go 3-0 for the rest of the game.
Right.
If Boston College comes in, scores a touchdown, it doesn't in the first quarter, doesn't automatically mean that they're going to walk away with a victory. Mm-hmm. Be on your feet, be loud, be proud, be orange. Show these guys that we are still fighting with them.
Right. Show the support. Just get out there to the game.
They never have to earn our respect. Ever.
No. Well, I see what you're trying to say, but there's a lot of fans out there that feel like their respect needs to be earned.
And it doesn't.
But yet, the other way doesn't go around. As a fan, they think they should just be respected as a fan because they paid $8 for a ticket. And it doesn't.
No.
So, all right, we're flying on time. We're already running over.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's football.
That's football. Be there Saturday.
Yes.
Pay attention to us on Friday. Basketball, babe. There's a game today.
Yes, there is. So there was also a game on Saturday.
There was. We didn't watch it.
We tried to get into the thing. Spectrum was being naughty, and I saw that there was a kind of a common issue.
Yeah, some Spectrum was good, some wasn't. Ours apparently did not.
And I know it was a Saturday. We should have been at the Dome. However, in my heart of hearts, I can't not watch a football game to watch an exhibition game. I can't. I love the Syracuse basketball kids as much as I love anybody.
Right.
But
and we had people over. I couldn't kick them out to leave immediately after the game. So we didn't get a chance to get up to the Dome. We didn't watch it.
We love all of you that did, and we appreciate all that you did, and we hope that you cheered.
We actually are going to watch it because I have the ESPN app fixed. We're actually going to watch it as soon as we're done with this. So we will have notes.
But yeah, there was 10 players that scored points. I mean, we were able to get some rotations in that we might not get in otherwise. Eli was our top scorer.
Yep.
Our second top scorer.
My man Bobby Caldwell.
Your man Bobby Caldwell, who we have, specifically Chris, but have loved this kid since he stepped on the quad. Like I don't know, there was just something about him that just triggered a happy...
Well, this was a big-time recruit, and people forget his name. This is a guy who was...
He was recruited higher than Quincy. Different?
No, higher than O'Shea.
Oh, okay.
By 247 Sports, he was rated higher than O'Shea.
Oh, seriously?
Higher than, in our history of recruits, higher than Arinze Onuaku. A lot of guys. Like, this is a highly rated recruit coming in. He was on par ratings-wise with Quincy and Marek and guys like that. This is a talented kid who's insane athletic. I believe he was the state high jump champion in South Carolina. Like, jumps out the gym. Insane athletic. Yeah. Obviously can shoot. Actually, I didn't know that about him.
Yeah, he went 6 for 7.
Yep.
And he had 17 points. Eli went 8 for 10 with 24 points.
Yeah, and that's efficient. I like that. I was a big fan of that when I looked at the box score.
Our 3-point average, our 3-point percentage was 47.
That's twice what it was last year.
That's big.
That's big. And Quincy didn't hit one, you said, right?
Not one.
So we have, even with him, I know he can shoot it.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
But even without him, you have Buddy, you have JG3, you have Eli.
Gooding hit 1 or 2.
Gooding, you have Bobby Caldwell. All who can shoot. You have Marek, who will hit one every now and again.
And the whole place will go crazy.
The whole place will go crazy when he does. And you have Quincy, who can hit one. Like, we got shooters. We have shooters. And that's going to help us this year, I think, in the long run, when you always have a shooter's chance.
Yeah. We had 18 assists, which that almost is more important to me than the 3-point percentage.
And we averaged 12 assists last year.
Yeah.
Per game.
We passed the ball around. There was confidence that everybody on the court could shoot.
Yeah. Nobody. Okay, so for 2 years, and I pride in positivity, but I'm going to speak realist here for a minute. Our basketball team for 2 years was one of 3 guys touching the ball, everybody else standing around until that guy got double teamed, and then he would give it to another guy who would hold on to it until there was 2 seconds left and he would shoot.
And again, like we said in football, other teams also watch these tapes in basketball. So, I mean, if they see that for 5 or 6 games in a row, that's what they're going to plan for.
And that's what we were for 2 years.
Yeah, he would run the ball, Frank would run the ball.
Bring the ball to the court, hold it until there was 15 seconds, he would give it to Tyus, who would hold it until there was 5 seconds, who would give it to O'Shea, who would just have to go put up a prayer. And that's just what our offense was for 2 solid seasons.
Yeah. We did have 20 turnovers, which is high.
We're young.
We're young. It was the first game.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if our average turned out to be anything like that.
We averaged 18 last year.
But I think we'll be better.
And I think we probably average in the 12 to 14 range, if I had to guess, as the kids mature and get smarter with the basketball. JG3.
He passing the ball. For a lot of people were concerned, not negatively, but concerned that he was going to be a bit of a ball hog. I mean, let's face it, this kid came from a high school. He never went to AAU. He came from a high school where his coach probably said,
put the ball up.
And if anybody else touches the ball, give it to Joe.
Yeah.
And
he put up 50 points a game in high school.
So he may have looked like a ball hog in some of those tapes, but it was just simply because he was playing with normal high school kids.
Right,
and
playing
him.
with normal kids and him,
But no, he's just G-Mac Jr.
He is. He really is. So he had 4 assists in the game, which to me is an extremely telling stat. As a kid who draws defenses to him, and has the vision and ability to get the ball up.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I heard or read, because obviously we did not watch the game yet, is that it appeared as though he was working really hard off the ball to get to his spots to get his shot.
Which is something we haven't seen in a minute.
We haven't seen that in a minute. Andrew White used to work really hard off the ball to get to his spots. And, when you have knockdown shooters like that, you want them to not just stand in the corner waiting for a pass, because the defender's just got a handout just waiting for the ball to go your way. So I like that he was moving around, trying to find his spots and get openings. I'm a big fan of that. We will watch the game here after this, and I'll know more, but that's definitely what I heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but tonight, 8 o'clock game.
8 o'clock.
And we, instead of going through Spectrum, you tried to go through your YouTube.
I went through our YouTube TV account.
So if you have Spectrum and it gave you issues, if you possibly have a YouTube account or a Hulu account, it might be easier to get in.
YouTube TV is the future. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I know. But we're playing Carleton.
Yes.
And isn't it? I won't say for anybody.
Yeah.
They are obviously the Canadian champ. They multiple year Canadian champs, but last year
15 out of 17 years they won the Canadian championship. This team is not a slouch.
They're not a slouch. They are bringing back 3. There's 3 guys coming back. 2 seniors, 1 sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
They're a relatively small team. I think 6'6" was their tallest, but he was a freshman.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know their lineup for tonight. But like 6'1" to 6'3" was the average on their team.
But they play ball.
But they play ball. I think it'll be a great warm up for Virginia.
Yes, 90% of the people who are going to watch the game tonight for Syracuse have never heard of Carleton. Few things you need to know. One is, actually, you have the list, I don't. Mm-hmm. But in the last 10 years
they beat Wisconsin, they beat TCU, they beat Wichita State.
They beat Wichita State when Wichita State was ranked.
Yeah. Yeah. Who were the other 2? Oh, Stetson and Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Right. So, you know what? Stetson and Arkansas Pine Bluff, you hear them. But those are D1 colleges.
Everybody knows everybody's written TCU at one point or another on a March Madness bracket.
Everybody's written Wisconsin
and
on a March
Wichita State.
Wichita State, they got beat when they were ranked. This Carleton team plays well together. They move the ball.
They picture Loyola from 2 years ago.
Yes.
That's what I'm picturing with this. Like, you look at the kids on the court and you're like, cake.
They took us to overtime not that long ago.
With Ennis. The year with Ennis.
Yep.
Yeah.
The year we started 25-0.
Yes. You know what else happened that year? Wasn't that the year that we lost to Lemoyne?
It might have been.
Regardless.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they they seem like a team that is cohesive and
well coached.
Yeah.
They play ball the right way. They move the ball around. A lot of backdoor cuts. It's going to be a challenge for the 2-3 zone with all the moving parts that are going to be going through it in different directions. So I'm looking forward to this game. This should be a really good one. And I'm glad with the Italy trip. And then this one coming up with the youth on this team to get them all of this experience heading into Virginia. I think that's, hats off to Wild Hack or whoever. I don't even know, whoever does the scheduling or books all that.
I'm going to go with Boeheim.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Wild Hack might sign it, but...
Right. Whoever's in charge of all that and does the scheduling, hats off to them this year.
Because I would imagine it's similar to football where scheduling's done years in advance.
Well, regular season wouldn't have anything to do with us, but our exhibitions
the exhibition games are done yearly, yeah.
Yeah, that's something we book, and I don't know whoever did it. Kudos to you because I think you did a great job this year.
I mean, last year we had to have the Buddy Bowl or the Boeheim Bowl, but
I think we do have another one coming up, right?
Do we?
After Virginia, then we get into some of our non-conference games. I don't see any changes in our starting 5 this week for this game.
Probably not.
So it's going to be Jalen Carey, Buddy, Eli, Quincy, and Sidibe.
And the Marek first off the bench, probably.
Right. So those 6 are a lock. Marek's always going to be the first off the bench if he's not starting. And I think he could be starting.
Yeah.
I think the only reason he's not is because of the energy and spark he brings as soon as he steps on the court. Especially in the dome.
You almost want that when needed.
Yes.
You almost, when you have like a DeJuan Coleman. I mean, obviously, DeJuan Coleman played center too, but
Right.
DeJuan Coleman was the type of kid that on the sideline stood up and cheered and was like a fan on that sideline, and then would bring in the energy. There is nobody that does it better than Marek right now.
No, and he not only brings energy to the players, but when he goes to the scorer's table and that whistle blows, he steps on the court, the dome explodes.
Yeah.
The players look over and they're like...
I went to that Miss Orange fan last week, and it's a Make-A-Wish benefit. And so the players, Jim comes out and does a speech, and Matt Park does a speech, and Julie does a speech. And then after that, they bring the players up 2 by 2 and auction them off for them to come sit and eat lunch with you. Marek went for $3,400. Like, you got $3,400
Damn,
donated.
ladies.
Yeah, I mean, he's a crowd favorite. He's a fan pleaser.
So Marek will be first off the bench.
I had to explain to him why we call him the doctor, though.
Did he get it?
Well, once I explained it to him, yeah. But he had the longest line for pictures afterwards.
I believe it. Yeah, Marek will be first off the bench.
And then I'd like to see Bracewell after that. I don't
know that he's earned that spot. I think, and for my money, he has. I've been on this kid since he walked on this campus 2 years ago. We have old Facebook posts of me speaking on this kid a year ago. I would like to see Bracewell be 7 off the bench. Maybe he will.
Or maybe JG3. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't...
It could be, I mean, there's a bunch of guys there because you also have Bryson.
Right. And like you were saying before when we were kind of going over our notes, after Eli, because Eli's in a different category as far as...
Right, he's the best player on the team.
Yeah. So if you take after Eli, that 2 through 9 are relatively interchangeable in their skill level. It's all amazing, and everybody has their best talent. Right. And it could be, better or whatever. But as far as all-around skill, like, they're pretty interchangeable, which is really a benefit for us.
Sure. The drop-off in talent level from 2 to 9 isn't so
It's not
drastic.
Like it's not like if somebody falls out, you're like, oh, gosh.
Buddy, who for my money is the second best player on this team, or even between Buddy and Quincy and Marek, all the way down from Bryson to JG3, the discrepancy there isn't drastic enough for my money to warrant not playing at least 9 guys.
Right, and there's nobody in that bench 4 that fans should shrug their shoulders about if they come in.
No. When these guys hit the floor, every one of them can score, can facilitate, can play. I think that Jesse Edwards and John Bull, I don't
think they see as much time.
Nope, I think they're going to be the ones fighting for minutes at the end.
Yeah.
One of them is probably going to redshirt. If I had to take a guess, it would be John Bull. I think he's going to end up redshirting. I just don't think there's enough minutes because now you're talking 11 deep.
Right. And Marek's statistically probably our backup center if you had to pick one.
Sure.
And Jesse's way tinier and Marek's tiny. Like, I don't know, to have him stand behind Marek, I don't know.
Yes,
or not Jesse, I'm sorry, John Bull.
I think Jesse Edwards does see some time, and it could be, some games you won't see him at all. Some games you'll see him for 10, 11, 12 minutes. Mm-hmm. But you will see the starting 5 regularly. I think the guard position, we rotate all 4 guards with Jalen Carey and Buddy and Bryson and JG3. I think all 4 of them, Buddy will get 25 to 30, where JG3 will get 15.
Right.
But it'll all be there.
Yeah.
They're all going to get time.
Yeah, I mean, Tyus averaged 41 minutes a game. Like, you won't see anything like that.
No, we shouldn't. We should have nobody.
Barring injury.
Maybe Eli at 32, but nobody else over 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But we'll get a good grasp of that tonight because this Carleton team, like I said, is really good. Mm-hmm. And we should get a better grasp of what the rotation will look like. And then after that, we get Virginia. But
Kyle Guy's gone, and he was the whole team was our Achilles heel last year in the Dome.
Kyle Guy, Ty Jerome,
they were napping. They were napping and hitting threes in the Dome last year. So, but I mean, obviously,
but these are good warm-ups to head into that.
Yeah, Tony Bennett, after he left his heart in San Francisco, became a great head coach and recruiter. So
They got younger.
Yeah, right. Nobody is going to deny talent on a Virginia team. But it's nice having them in the beginning of the season. I think the people that shrug their shoulders about bringing national champion in for the first game, like I'd rather see them now. I don't want to see them in February when they're hot and warmed up. No, I'd rather see them now.
Nope, let's get them right now. Coming off of our 2 exhibition games at home in a packed dome.
Right, and it gives the players something to hoot and holler about.
Let's go get that one.
Yeah.
But let's get Carleton tonight.
Yep.
Let's get Boston College on Saturday.
Yeah.
Guys, quick recap. Tune in Friday for Cuse Yourself, Cuse Militia, Tyler Morona, Waterboy, potentially Surly Cuse, and that crew, all with a nice Syracuse roundtable discussion. We're going to be live everywhere. You can tune in and give us questions. That's going to be amazing, guys. Tune in for that. Find us in 327. That's right. I need a drink to cheers with on the way out. Find us in 327 on Saturday. What? Unbelievable. Find us in 327 on Saturday.
Send us your Cuse Your selfies.
Send us your Cuse Your selfies. I don't have any really.
I know
for this game,
yeah.
But that's okay. We'll get some for the Boston College game.
Not in the right mindset last week.
We're gonna watch the Damon game today and the Carleton game today. So I will try to actually put out a blog tomorrow with what I saw and thoughts that I had.
Because you guys can't get enough, Chris, right?
Can't get enough of me. Can't get enough of me.
Think how I feel.
But that's what we got for you today.
That is what we got.
So as always, from Cuse Yourself Podcast, Bleed Orange, go Cuse Yourself.
Wicked!
Oh, it's a W! Yeah. We didn't even practice that.
Bye, guys.